Hi, this is IK. Welcome to from PHP to React, part 6. Use state, hook, function. Hooks is a name for a function what introduced for involve for use functional component instead of class component, and can use functional component for all our goals. Like we was enable with the class component. Use state hook return two members of array. Return state and function set state. We call that, we name it with the name what said about what it state, and set state always create name set name of state. Title, set title. Content, set content. And in programming, set title, set content, set title changes title, set content changes content state. It is immutable way of changes, of mutate state, immutable way. It is user state, it is for local state. And for global state, in this application, I use React, I use Redux, and Redux have a reducer, have store inside of store. There is a reducer. Reducer, it is function, what have two input. One input is state, and the second input is action. And the output of reducer is state. Post slice is reducer, and we have only one global state, it is post, and we have only one post slice. Post slice declare initial state, because the reducer must have a state, output state, that function, and create and declare. Look at this is here is better see state action. State action is input in a reducer, and action, there is two members, action, type of action, and action payload. And that type of action said what to do with payload. State, actual state, IMER library create a copy of actual state, and what we write here, IMER library will create it by copy of state. Concretely fulfilled, input in a reducer is a state and action. Here in curly brackets of arrow function, we have state.post equal state.post concat action payload. What is state.post and what value of that first time? It is initial state. Here it is. Initial state. It means that post is empty array. And when we look at the state is base state in store. And when we look at down, fulfilled means that here is fetch fulfilled. That all is okay in asynchronous request, and we have array back concretely here, array post in response return, and here post is array empty initial state equal state same post empty post a concat action payload. It means that existing state, actual state, is empty. Now will be concat with action payload. Action payload is posts array what response was returned in response.data. Action payload. And here it is concat. It is concat. And what we now have in reducer, we have in output, we have this. This syntax is not immutable way. This syntax is like we know from PHP. One variable equal some value. But IMR library, what there is in background, will create copy of post and concat payload to that copy, and it would be a new state. It means that reducer have a state and action input, state output. What state? It is same state what is in input. State in input is always copy of state, actual state, and action. But actual state is in output of reducer. Name is reducer because two input and one output. Reduce, two input reduce in one output. Actual state is always output, and state, input state is always copy, and that copy of actual state. And that copy action payload would be concat, push, etc. Depend about fetch, add, delete, or put functionality, request. Okay, immutable way. Reducer function is always pure function, and action is always plain object action. All that immutability is important, and pure function and plain pure reducer, plain action is important for is involved and used in React, that would be less bugs. Less bugs. Here is we have component. One web page, what we see on the screen, it can be many component, and refresh, or here is re-render only component which data would be changed. Not changed all page, but only component which data would be changed. And that changes is immutable in immutable way. For less bugs and better testing and maintainability. Because in Redux developers tool in browser, we see complete process pending, type fulfilled or rejected, and we know what we expect. And altogether, we have better maintainability. Okay, thank you for watching this video.